Growing up under tough circumstances in Miami, Florida, Aida Rodriguez always used humor as a way to cope with life's hard circumstances. And when she realized that laughter had the power to help others heal, she turned to the stage and became a stand up comedian. Today, her work is entertaining and touching audiences across the country and around the world, including me. Thank you so much for being here with us today, Aida.
Thank you for your intro. You impressed me with me.
You are one of the people who inspires me every day because of I happen to know a lot of what you've gone through in your life, and tell us again some of those hard knocks that have been really difficult, those challenges to get over and to inspire you and make you thrive later in your life.
Okay, so I talk about my life. I don't think it's that unique. Mm-hmm. I think I'm just a collection of dysfunction. Mm-hmm. But I think that so many people have gone through it, and I think that people that live in depression and live in pain are a little narcissistic and sometimes self-centered because everything is woe is me. But I am a reflection of the environment that I grew up in, and I grew up in a lower economic, socioeconomic background in Miami, where I come from two women. My family's a matriarch. My mother and my grandmother, they were both teenage moms, and my grandmother was a matriarch, had her first child when she was 13. So I grew up in an environment where we were surviving. Right. My grandmother came here in the middle of the civil rights movement from Puerto Rico. We had a big struggle, and so surrounded by drug addiction. My father was a heroin addict, and my mom was a teenager lugging this baby around. I went through a lot of things,
Were you using humor throughout that whole time to cope with that?
Absolutely. That's a thing in the hood. That's a ghetto thing. Right. It's you learn the dozens, and you learn to shake the things off of you through humor. You laugh it off because what are your options? You have to deal with it, and you got to move forward. Right. And it helped. Right. I mean, I always wanted to be a comedian since I was little.
These are incredibly extreme circumstances. And then at what point did you decide, I'm going to do this for a living? Like, this is something I'm actually really good at.
Oh, well, I came to it later. I wanted to do it before, but in the Latina culture, stand-up comedy is something that's perceived as masculine, and women are not supposed to be funny. They're supposed to be sexy, and if they're funny, it's kind of goofy. I came to it later because I was surrounded by comedians like Jamie Foxx and Chris Spencer and Kevin Hart, and constantly people telling me, you are naturally a stand-up, so you need to pursue what you really want to do. And I came to it later.